Hi everyone, just wanted to make a new series aimed at beginning carpenter, really someone that doesn't know anything about how to read a set of building plans or prints. If you're someone with an intermediate knowledge level or even advanced knowledge level, this video isn't for you. It's really someone that doesn't have any knowledge base on how to read plans and they're just trying to get started on learning. This is where you would want to start. So the main thing that a set of prints is going to give you, in my case as a carpenter, that's critical are your measurements. That's what everyone thinks of when they see a set of blueprints, is your measurements for the house. And these are really critical to pay attention to where the specific measurements are indicating. And as we get into later, I'll show you kind of what I mean by that in a little bit more detail. So this is an old set of plans that I had laying around, and I thought that it would be a good example to show people how to read these. So you can see here at the tip of my pencil, there's a little hash mark, and then on this side, there's another little hash mark. And then we have the measurement here of 8 feet, 4.5 inches. So this particular measurement is what you would call an on-center measurement. And what that means is if you were to shift this little hash to directly in the center of this 2x4 wall here, that's what this is, it's a little 2x4 wall. So if you were to shift this hash directly into the center of this wall and shift this hash also to the center of this wall, you would have this measurement. Now, it is the correct way to look at this, but when you're reading a set of prints, it's easier if it's on the same side. So here we see that it's on the inside of this particular room, but the outside of this particular room. So that means that from this vantage point, it's on the left side of both of these walls. So that would give you an on-center measurement. Now, if you look at the one beside it, for the stairwell, this is 4 foot 3.5 inches. This is not on center. This is from outside to outside. So you can see this hash is on the outside, and this hash is also on the outside in respect to the stairwell. So that's when we would say that this is an outside to outside measurement. So when you're reading blueprints, what's really critical is that you look where these hashes are, because from architect to architect, or whoever's drawing up your plans, whether it be a homeowner that's given you a hand-drawn set or one that you've had professionally drawn, everyone draws plans a little bit differently. So you really, as the person reading the plans, need to pay attention to specifically where those hashes are so that you make sure that you don't, per se, set your wall on the wrong side of your layoff. And that could affect many other things during the construction process. So noting where those hashes are is very critical. Now, I showed you 2 examples, but there's really, truthfully, 4 ways that I've seen people do this. Right here, I'll show you. So here, like I was saying, we have the on-center, or center to center, which essentially are the same thing, just as I said, you shift this one to the center, and this one to the center, center to center, or as it's more commonly referred, on center. And then like the stairwell example, you have outside to outside, as you can see on these simulated little walls here. You're going from the outside of this wall to the outside of this wall. Or correspondingly, the other way around, inside to inside. So if you take our stairwell example, this would be from the inside of the stairwell wall to the inside of the stairwell wall. So every set of plans is going to have some variation of that system. So whether it be, let me zoom in here a little bit so you can see. So in this example, you can see we have 9'4" from the center of this window coming down to the center of this window. Now, that's kind of getting into the center to center measurement, because that's going to tell you where on the outside of your house the architect wants your windows to fall. And usually, especially if you have a multi-storied structure, This is going to be a critical measurement that you need to pay attention to, because it's going to tell you if things like your windows are going to stack directly on top of each other, which would affect things like your trim and your siding and so on. So these measurements are pretty critical. And if you look at this example, 2'7" and 31/32 in this case, this is from the outside of our framing to the center of this window. So that's another variation to be on the lookout for, is from the outside of a corner to the center of your window. So hopefully that kind of helps clear up a little bit of confusion about how to read these. It's really simple once you just take some time and notice where the hashes are, and just kind of build a picture in your head of if you're outside to outside or inside to inside. And it's just something to look out for, something to pay attention to on your plans, just to try to make sure that you are as accurate in your building as you can. And let me know in the comments if there's anything that I missed or something that you would like me to make another video on to get into a little bit more depth.